the very unique opportunity to come here to the city of Dublin. Dublin, I'll tell you, is a place that I've come to know and love. And Julie, thank you for having me and inviting me out here. I know that this is a very thriving community, both from a residential standpoint and also with very strong businesses here within this community. I spent nearly 7 years working as an attorney, and portions of that time, I spent perhaps representing the city of Dublin. So I got to know a lot about the city of Dublin, and we were just talking about the Irish Festival. I was a volunteer twice at the Irish Festival. So I know about this. I was in charge of running the chips for liquor, so I'm now running the Division of Liquor Control. We have the chips that we run back and forth to all the stands. So the Smiths and I were on those golf carts. I got to do that twice into the late night hours. So that while Bonnie is encouraging you to come out and volunteer, I can tell you it really is a good time. I got to know a lot about the city of Dublin during those few years that I got a chance to get out and volunteer.
We have a shift for you.
Maybe I'll come back. We'll think about that. Think about it. So interestingly, Dave also mentioned that I have a wonderful family. I live in the city of Gehenna. I'm very pleased and well rested this morning. Usually I'm up at about 2:30 once in the morning, and maybe another time at 4:30 because one of the twins oftentimes wakes up and tells me that it's time to go to the potty, and they never do that on their own. But now these things are getting more spread out, so we're very pleased with the rest that we have this morning. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to come out. I've had a chance and some very wonderful opportunities in life. I, again, served as an attorney for 7 years, and following that time when the governor was elected in 2010, I was given the very unique opportunity to become a commissioner of public utilities for the state of Ohio. What a wonderful time I had there, and following that service, I was invited to serve in this current position as the Director of Commerce. There are some things that I learned in the private sector during my time representing businesses that are very relevant, in my view, to the service, both in my time at the Public Utilities Commission and now as Director of Commerce. Here's some things that I think businesses really want. Businesses want certainty. They want government to provide them certainty. They want government to also be clear in rules and regulations. I think businesses also want a helping hand in regulation, so there's no gotcha approach to regulation. Whereas we think of regulation now, and in my view, as an opportunity to help businesses to be compliant, to help them operate successfully, safely, and soundly. It's not a chance to simply say that we have this power and we're going to come out and we're going to try and use it in some way to really penalize you. Our approach is one to say that we've got a chance to really help you in compliance. And finally, one of the values that I really picked up during my time representing businesses was that if there's no need for government to be in the way, let's find a way to try and get government out of the way of businesses so that they can be successful. Dave mentioned that I get a chance to serve in the governor's cabinet, and I report directly to the governor, and I can tell you that's a very awesome task. I'm honored to do it, but it's a big challenge because our governor drives this large apparatus forward. We want to make it more efficient, and I think we've seen the results of leadership here in the state. We've definitely, let me just tell you some things that are just facts. We've seen that through the collaboration, regulatory environment that's allowing businesses to grow and prosper, we've seen our state's unemployment rate go from the very high percentages down now to 5.5%. I think that's a significant accomplishment, not just of government, but of a partnership where we have businesses who are looking to grow and prosper, creating jobs through sound management strategies and wonderfully dedicated employees. We've now seen, our state Department of Budget and Management produce an $800 million budget surplus this recent year, and that's the four consecutive years that we've seen budget surpluses in the state. Another significant accomplishment. We've seen $1.5 billion go back into the state's rainy day fund. Another thing that I think is huge. The other thing that our governor focuses on are personal and business tax cuts. We've seen them be a priority. 10% personal and 15% small business were the focuses and the successes thus far. All of this, I think, comes together to create a very robust business and personal environment here in the state. And it's led to the creation of thousands, hundreds of thousands of new jobs, again, in partnership with government and the private sector. So here's a challenge for me, is that you hear all these things, and I ask the question, well, what in the world, as a new director of commerce, can I do to continue to contribute to this very robust environment? And we think of the Department of Commerce, and Dave has wonderfully described it for you. We have all of these divisions here. So very vast in scope and nature, but think of it primarily, in my view, as the state's primary business regulatory agency. So across all these divisions, whether it's the Division of Financial Institutions, where we have credit unions, we have banks, state chartered banks, and we have money transmitters that we regulate. It's the Division of Industrial Compliance, where Dave is leading the state's building department, or it's the Division of Liquor Control, where we have about $1 billion there are state liquor agencies that we are responsible for. Or through our Division of Real Estate, where we license real estate professionals and also appraisers. And we have responsibilities for cemeteries, or we have a Division of Securities, where we regulate and ensure that capital formation markets run safely and soundly. We also license investment brokers, investment advisors. We also think about fire safety through our Division of the State Fire Marshal. And then we also, of course, get money back to Ohioans through our Division of Unclaimed Funds. Nearly 700,000 times every year. Think about it, 700,000 times through these divisions annually. Our Department of Commerce issues some type of a license, a permit, some certification to a business in the state. It's a huge opportunity for us to do something good with those interactions. And it's an incredible opportunity, in my view, that we can help businesses in the state grow and prosper. So my thoughts again are, what can we do within the Ohio Department of Commerce across these vast, large divisions with significant responsibility? They're all different in scope, but we all serve the same purpose. We're regulated businesses. So my thought coming into this was that we should find a way to try to bring these divisions together. We should create some type of a mechanism whereby all of our divisions could operate under a common set of values, common mission, a common vision, and then carry those three things throughout the work that they individually do to serve their particular stakeholders in regulated industries. So we came up with this thought of the One Commerce Strategic Initiative. I think it's rather important that we do these things to ensure that we bring all the divisions together. We started off with this approach to say that there are just common values that are relevant to the work in each of the divisions, and we started to list some of those, and we had a very collaborative, employee-driven process where we had employees tell us, what are the things that you think are important on the ground that you see daily as you interact with the stakeholders with whom you regulate. And we heard things like accountability. We heard things like communication. We want to be as professional as we can possibly be. So we started to roll those things up, and if we heard it from one division, we say, is that value also common to another division of commerce? And eventually we came up with all these values, and we found out that there were several of them that we should carry across the board. So we now have a common set of values that apply within the Ohio Department of Commerce. We have also, from that common set of values, developed a new mission statement across the Ohio Department of Commerce. And we think about our opportunity as the primary business regulator as one of being focused on a common mission to safeguard Ohioans, but we also want to ensure that we balance that safety focus with a focus to ensure that we're helping businesses to grow and be prosperous. It's really all about that balance, that balanced approach for us. And if you think about it, we can do that across each of those divisions that we have, whether it's within the Division of Real Estate or the Division of Securities. This same common mission can apply. So it's not so difficult when we have all these different divisions to say that there still is a set of common vision, a set of common values, and a common vision. We also think about where we're going. I will tell you that our governor drives us daily to be transformative in our approach and to be innovative in our approach Dave loves it, I can tell you that, because I'm always talking to him about different things that we can do, and different ways that we can be proactive and transformative. We're focused on customer service in terms of how we serve our customers. So I'm very pleased with the fact that we've been able to come up with these common values, this common mission, the common vision, and those things have now allowed us to begin preparation for the next budget cycle, which will move into next year. And we've now developed key focus areas that flow from those values, the mission, and across these key focus areas, we'll have all of our divisions aligning their work consistently. So it's an exciting process, an exciting time at the Ohio Department of Commerce, and one of the things that I